Another glorious day, y'all. Another glorious day. I hope everything good with you and yours. Let's get to this bar work, all right? Yeah, I got the jeans on. Anytime you see me with these jeans on, just getting off of work. Getting right to it, coming right to the park. Make sure I put that investment in. Let's get it. So I'm at this particular park today, and I enjoy the setup. We're gonna start off with these dips. And I really like this dip bar they got over here. And the reason why I like this dip bar they got over here, and it's just a dip bar. But to me, what really stands out and why I favor this particular dip bar is because of the post. Now, the dip bar that I utilize in my home park, where I'm at most often, working out and doing my videos, that dip bar is just a bar itself, and it loops, and it is not made with the post. It's just a bar, and it curves in the ground. So this is why I like this particular dip bar. Let's get right to it. So I really favor these posts. And that's why I favor this post on this bar. Or I favor this dip bar because of those posts. You can switch it up. You can hit the actual bar itself, the poles, or you can use the post. Beautiful day. This is one of the most beautiful days that we've had since the spring has arrived. So why not come out and take advantage? But of course, so I'm gonna get these push-ups. Let's get to that. Those 2 sets felt great. Yes, they do. You know, just to share with you, I never knew that this park existed. You know, this park was introduced to me, but I never knew it existed. Beautiful, beautiful setup. So they got this sit-up bench right here. And this is a great way to hit your abs. This bench. So let me get my shirt. I'm gonna show you 2 different ways you can hit your abs on this. All right? I'm gonna show you 2 different ways. So you could do the way of putting your feet. You see that little bar, that handle right on the post there. So I'm gonna take my shirt. So you're just gonna lay down. Put your feet underneath the post. So you could put your feet underneath the post, or you can grab the handle above your head and do some leg raises. So when you do those sit-ups off of that bench, especially more so when you put your hands behind your head the way I just demonstrated, because you're gonna feel that in your lumbar. You're gonna feel the pressure as if your bone, at least I do, right? Everybody's body structure, you may feel different, but I can feel my lumbar, right? Which is your lower back. I can feel like the bone is pressing on the bench. Now, see, I'm not concerned with that in the sense of me causing damage. My mind is aligned with the movement. However, so I say that to say this, right? When I raise my legs in the air and I come down, again, my mind is aligned with the rhythm, right? So it's not forced, and it's not for me to rush to try to feel something. It's, for me personally, it's about building up that tension, because you're not gonna feel it right at first. But the rhythm, of course, it takes time for the abdominal walls to, progressively contract tighter and tighter. You see what I'm saying? But that's a great ab workout right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a great ab workout. So we're gonna move right along. And what I appreciate this bar right here, which is the parallel bars, I like the width. I like how wide this is in this park. So let me get this money. Let me get these underhand pull-ups. That was a nice set right there. And the reason why I like it is wide. It's good for the mindset. For me, it's good for the mindset. You know, when some bars are very narrow, you know, and what I like about this, because there's nothing wrong with a narrow bar, but you can expand your grip on the bar. So not only can you hit the underhand, you can hit the overhand because this bar is wide. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna get myself, I wanna make sure I'm right over here. Told you before, I don't appreciate when you know, the videos where my pants are hanging down. I don't notice it until after, whatever. But you know, what can I do? But adjust it. But anyway, so let's hit the overhand. So that's what I like about that bar right there. You know, we could go underhand, overhand. I like those wide setups, you know. You know, so again, this is just some money after work. You know what I'm saying? Got plenty of time for the rest of the evening. You know, whatever else needs to be tended to, you know. If you're a person with responsibility, you know, you can make time. There's no excuses. Always make time. So what I'm gonna do over here is, and hopefully this come out. So what I'm gonna do, I rarely do these, and this is more due to, you know, me dealing with my situation with my hand, my arm, post-surgery. But now is the time for me to, I feel much stronger. I feel more able to do and practice more of the shoulder exercise that I'm about to demonstrate right now. Let me back this camera up. I gotta work on those. All right? That was 4. And I don't do them. And again, I'll be the first one to tell you, show you something that's new to me. And it's important because there's a lot that I do and what I have not done. All right, now I've demonstrated I have that workout, or excuse me, that particular exercise on the channel, scattered around maybe on 2 different videos. But I need to implement that more in my routine so that I could develop better shoulders. Because the thing about me is that when I do wear t-shirts, now I have definition in my shoulders. Certain clothing, again, in certain t-shirts or what have you, my definition isn't as bold or emphasized. So it's certain things that we all know about our own makeup that we may lack, you know what I'm saying, in terms of being, just being honest with, if we could, by way of working out, developing a certain way of more definition, you know what I'm saying? We could bring, more of a, enhancement to our clothing, so you get my point. Let me do those again, though. So, but I wanted to say, let me get right to it. And the thing about that, I'm gonna have to keep practicing. But one thing for sure is when I keep my mind aligned with it being an unfamiliar way of me practicing this exercise, just with the 2 sets I've done, I already look forward to so much I can gain from doing this. Let me give you a side view. And I'm not even sure how well it's being performed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even feel like, in terms of, to a certain degree, that I'm performing it to its fullest. So I'm a work in progress. And on my channel, I have no problem with sharing this, right? And I have the audacity to do so. So let me do this again. Let's get right to it. But I definitely feel that. So let me bring this. All right, I'm good. think that set was better. You can see the response for the shoulders. Sure. It's money. It's money. We're gonna come back to those. I'm gonna get quite a few sets of those on this video. So, let me get a setting. I'll let you know what's on my mind. Let's go back to the post. I wanted to hit the bars itself. Let me hit the post because I'm rarely at this park. This park was introduced to me. I didn't even know it existed. And I lived in this county all my life. Not quite 20, I was 19. I owe on that, even that set out. Let me get to these shoulders again. I've been doing a lot of working out this entire week. And so this is just me pulling up to the park after work on this Friday. And, bringing the week to a close with some money, of course. So I'm not burnt out. I'm not drained. You know what I mean? But I do want to, just take more of a slower pace with this workout, as you see. But anyway, let's get to it. It all add up. We'll do these shoulders again, y'all. Yeah, let me give it another side view. Let me do it like that. And to be quite honest with you, maybe it's because I don't do these often, but these are a little uncomfortable to me. Not in the sense where it's like I feel like I'm going to injure myself or anything in that regard, but it's more so the movement, the position of my feet, but yet I feel good effects from it. You know what I'm saying? I could feel the shoulder being targeted. Again, this is just my honesty, right? You know? We're gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. And I have no reason not to, because voila. Just set yourself up for failure. So I'm gonna do it from this front angle. Again, but like I said, I feel it. You know what I mean? You can see the shoulders, and I can feel the pump up top. All up in here too, y'all. By the way, all up in here, I feel that. So it feels great. You know what I mean? My triceps, I feel it in the triceps too. You know what I'm saying? So it's very effective. I'm not taking nothing away, but again, maybe because I'm not doing it or haven't done it on the regular. Let me tell you, last year was the first time I've ever done shoulders in this way. So let's get right to it again. Enough talking. That felt good. I just feel like my legs aren't high enough or something, but I'm gonna keep practicing it. Again, my mind is aligned, and with the position of my legs, I guess the stronger I get, or the more used to I get, the more I get used to doing that exercise, my body will gradually straighten out to the range of motion that I should be in. But nonetheless, practice makes perfect, or close to it. Let's get this money. Felt great though. Felt great. Let me get back to those too. Again, it's some after work money. You know? Beautiful spring day. It's not that many people in the park. Got a few kids and, you know, their parents, what have you. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. Let's get it. You know what, these push-ups is calling me. Let me get these push-ups off of the palms. I don't feel like doing, you know, some days you just, again, for me, I just like to feed what the body is asking for. You know, if I'm not in the mood for a particular way of doing a exercise, I won't do it. I just feed what I want, you know? That's just my approach, you know? Especially on a day like this where I'm just coming for some extra money from a week of just continuous working out. So that shoulder exercise, in one of my recent videos, I went off the bar with it, and I had my feet on the ground. So this time around, because of the setup they have here, I could utilize elevate my legs and put my palm on the ground, which is a total different experience for this particular way of doing shoulders. So let me hit these shoulders again. Let's get right to it again. All right? So consistency is how we progress, right? So let's hit these shoulders again. Set felt better. That set felt better. So, in between these sets, I'm listening to my body for what else it's asking for in terms of the next exercise or follow-up set. So, at this moment, it's really asking for the overhand. So let's get to those. It's a nice 12 right there. It's a nice 12. Get up, get out, and do something. What I also want to do on this bar, you can hit the Australians and you can hit it with the neutral grip on these bars right here. On the dip bar. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. See, you can see how you see the form that I demonstrated. Now on this bar, this dip bar, it's higher off the ground. When I perform the Australian pull-ups, I like to be very low to the ground, and that gives you more tension on the muscle, on your back, on your arms. You don't want it so low to where when you extend your arms, your back automatically touch the ground. You don't want that. But you want to be able to fully extend, get a good stretch and a strict pull. But this bar right here is too high off the ground. I don't like it for that reason. You see what I'm saying? But to give you a demonstration from the parallel neutral grip with the Australians, you can hit them off this bar. You know what I'm saying? But I like it to be lower than this. But anyway. But because it's high off the ground, it doesn't mean that it isn't effective. So when it's high off the ground, it'll be better for a taller person. There's always a way to make the necessary adjustments too. So let's say I had a crate, you know what I mean? But right now I just don't have something that's level to put my feet up on. So there are ways to adjust and make the equipment accommodate your needs. You dig? Yeah. So from the few sets I did, the body, again, is talking to me, it's responding well. With that being said, let's hit these shoulders again. You know, so this is more like a practice video, because on the way here, this was on my mind. And it's sort of like my body was asking for it, because my shoulders were talking to me. So let's get it. Let's get back to these shoulders, y'all. And, you know, feel free to leave your opinion in the comments as far as how I'm demonstrating this. I'll take a look myself. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the one. I do criticize myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. If we want to make necessary progression. It all add up. Less reps, but still, I felt the effects. Flexing, 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 the body responded. And then what I'll do after that, I'll just simply follow up with some push-ups. That's how we do that. Just to keep the body moving. You know, keep the body strong. Felt great. Followed it up right after that set with the shoulders. See, the thing is too, for me, what I'm doing today is going to force, or not force, it's going to, I'm going to look forward to do it more and more until it becomes my favorite, you know? I'm gonna feel great because after this workout, I did something different today. Let's hit these shoulders again. Again, I'm already in that, see, I feel great with doing them. All right, let's go from that side view again. Go from that side view again. And I'm gonna look at the video and I'm gonna see the points where I need to make the necessary adjustments and improvements. And that's why it's good to record yourself, even if you're not a social media content creator. These are good ways, you know, record yourself for your personal. And, you know, if you're a beginner, if you aren't sure the way you're positioned when doing certain exercises, record yourself. And from that point, you can compare, make the necessary adjustments, get a different opinion, whatever it is that brings that, what is gonna take you to that point of progression. Let's get it. Yeah, that exercise is challenging. Feel great though. You need a strong core for that too. It's not just your shoulders, it's your mind. It's so many points where your mind has to be, again, point made. Those tippy toes gotta be in the equation. Point blank, period. But from your tippy toes, your legs, your back. So again, like I said before, I'll see the video, but even when I'm doing the exercise, again, I have that envision, that 360 outlook in my mind that's giving me a reference of how I'm doing what I can't see in terms of performing the exercise, you dig? So, you know, that's very important. We're not just coming out here and doing whatever. It starts in the mind. And we all know when the exercise is done properly, with the gains are, that's where they're met. Right? Anyway, moving right along. So I'm gonna go back. So initially when I got here, you know, it took me a little minute to get in my groove, you know? But anyway, let's get to it. So I'm gonna do this overhand. Matter of fact, let me get to these dips real quick. So I'm gonna touch that. We're gonna get back to them shoulders though. Like I said, practice makes perfect, or close to it, you heard? So that's how I'm gonna do that. So like I said, what I love about this dip bar right here is those posts, you heard? So I'm gonna get to these posts. Bring it up like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice 12 count, you know? Then I follow up. And then I get those underhands. And again, like I said, that's what I'm in the mood for. You know, so I'm gonna feed what I'm in the mood for. And that's how I do that. Nice 12 count. Now I'm gonna go back to these shoulders. So I'm looking forward to seeing how I'm performing these once I take a look at the footage, you know? So this will definitely be implemented in future routines, you know? Flex it. It's money. All right, let's get to the shoulders again. Let's go. Feel that in my well, you know, everything activated. I gotta redo that one. I didn't feel like I was in a good position, so. And that's what I say also. When we trying to get better, however long you need to be in that park, you keep doing it and doing it and doing it over and over and over and over again. All right? That's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I do this. Whether or not I'm on the camera or not, I would still be out here doing what I'm doing. I wasn't able to crank it out on that one, but in that last hold, I could feel that the tension on that shoulder, great deal. So even with that one rep, or just being in that position, it's gonna contribute to more reps. That's how it's done. And that's what I said time and time again. I'm like, yo, I don't care how long you gotta be, I don't care if you're in the park for 2 hours, all right? For those that look at 2 hours as too long of a time, but I say that, again, not to be lagging, not to be on your phone, not to be having long conversations with the next person occupying the same environment. But what I'm saying is getting back to back with your reps, back to back. I don't care if it's one, you do that one. Go get right to it again, do that one. That turns into 2, do another one. That turns into 3, do another one. That turns into 4, do another one. That turns into 5, do another one. That turns into 6, all right? And then the goal should be getting stronger, getting familiar with the movement, of course, whatever it is that you're doing. And then your reps will multiply within one set. Let's get it. So I'm gonna get back to these shoulders again. Feel that in my back too. It's amazing how that whole upper body region, because it's all connected, you know? But I can see how it'll really bring those shoulders and that back to that size of a mountain. Wow. Let me get to these push-ups right after that. I'm gonna go a little higher. As you see, if you look at this this platform, it's sort of like a balance beam. You see? So it got levels to it. It got high, mid, and the lower. I'm gonna go off the higher point of these. Get some push-ups in. It's money. Damn near felt like, you know, going high like that. Damn near felt like doing that shoulder exercise. It's money. Let's get some pull-ups. Some good money. Some touch-up work from doing all that working out during the week. I actually ordered me, speaking of working out, of course, I just ordered, and it actually should be coming today. It should be arriving today. I ordered me the 3-pound jump rope. So, you know me, I always talk about jump roping. Big advocate. I'm a big advocate for the jump rope, which is also known as the miracle rope. But yeah, I ordered the 3-pound jump rope. That's on its way. Again, new games, new levels, new forms of applying fitness to our lives. Hit this underhand. Matter of fact, let's go overhand. Hit this ball over here. Let's go overhand. Hit some of this back. The back action. The back asking for some attention as well. Let's get it. Thank you. So, again, it wasn't that many reps, but it's just a touch-up. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna follow right up with that set right there, and I'm gonna hit these push-ups. Off of the bar this time, though. Off of the bar, and I'm gonna get back to them shoulders. So what I did on that bar was did like a Mike Tyson variation off the bar. And let me tell you, it just came to mind at this moment. Because, again, me listening to my body, I just felt like going in, you know, in that motion. You know, that motion is what the body asks for. So I just implemented it, and that was a Mike Tyson set off of the bar. But yeah, you know, again, this is some after work money. You know, nothing crazy, but effective, worth it. You know, the day ain't being my day. Still early, but you know, there's no zeros within the workout, you know? So again, if you got time, you know, you got time. You know what I mean? Let's hit this pull-up bar again. You have time. You know, we all, you know what I'm saying? We have the time to do the things that we like. You know what I mean? You got the time to do the recreational things that you won't get any gains from, or it's gonna rob you of your gains. So, you know what I'm talking about. So that's why it's necessary to get it, even when you don't feel 100%. Let's get it. You know, because not every time we work out, you know, we feeling, you know, some days we feel more energetic than others. Not every day we're gonna feel 100%. Not that you don't feel well, just the natural human experience. And that's one of these days for me. But I'm glad I came. You know, I'm glad. Because I know that I gave myself a contribution to more gains. Point blank, period. Let's hit these shoulders again. So we're gonna title this video, this is an exercise I need work on. Straight like that. Let's get it, shoulders. Let's hit that side view again. Flexing, flexing, body's activated. Let's get it. that was only like just about making 3. It's fine though. Fine. That's 3 that I did that if I didn't do, there would be no contributions to my progress. Straight like that. Straight like that. Huss. Let's get these dips in, man. Off of the post. Let's get it. Bring this in a little closer, y'all. Yeah. To be quite honest with you, I wasn't up to really showing up today. Be honest with you. But I did. And this workouts like this, and I'm quite sure you've heard it before, that these are the days that really give you those better future workouts, as such as the next day, the next week. We gotta go against the resistance of wanting not to. You gotta make yourself fall in love to a certain degree with pushing past that resistance within the mind. Let's get it, y'all. Let's hit them overhand pull-ups. You know? We gotta fall in love with winning the fight with oneself, is what I'm saying. You know? You know, we are our main way in which we become stagnant, procrastinating, putting things off. Let's get it though. That's why we here. Let's get it. It's money. Just like that. Let's get this money. We're getting back to them shoulders. We get them dips. Again. So this time, I'm gonna go off the poles. Instead of me hitting the post, I'm gonna go off the poles. Make sure that angle right. You know I gotta make sure that angle right, you know that. Let's go. Nice 12 count. We're gonna get right back up there. There we go. Again, follow up. The beautiful thing about the bodyweight exercises, all right? You're hitting multiple body parts at once. It's a rapid way of getting your gains. Sculpting those muscle groups all at once. Earth. And then after that set, we follow up straight up with the shoulders right after that. I didn't rep that out to my liking, but it's about the follow-up. Again, it's about the doing it. Huh? That's what it's about. However many reps you can get, the more the better. I'm not never denying that. But you can give yourself more by staying the course, reaching the goal or mark you have set forth for yourself, and go beyond that. Give yourself a little extra. Give yourself some bonuses. You know, give yourself extra credit by way of doing a little more. If you set the bar for yourself, 300, 500 reps, 200 reps, do 250, do 350, do 550. And that just builds your, your endurance, right? Or your fortitude, your mental fortitude. You're that much more proud of yourself. This is how you pour on yourself. This is working on your shadow self. This is working on your shadow self, the working out. I said this in the past video. When it comes to fitness, when it comes to investing in this physical temple, this physical vehicle that houses your soul, you can't inherit the gains. You can inherit money. You can inherit the car, the house, the trust fund, the life insurance, whatever the. But when it comes to this work, let's get it. It's all up to you. Huss. You know that. Let's get these pull-ups. The struggle is real, but it's not a struggle. It's a fight for greatness. It's demanding more. It's refusing less. Huss. Nobody can give it to you but you. Let me get these push-ups off of this high bar. I mean this high balance beam. Whatever you want to call it. So glad I came out here today. Man, enough of that. Let's get this money, man. That's why we come out here to get to it. Let me move this over. Appreciate your patience. Here we go. Slow grind. Slow grind that. Took my time. Slow momentum. Beautiful. Clean. Focused. Bank money. I'm gonna earn dinner tonight. I'm gonna enjoy that meal. After a workout like this, that's when you go eat healthy. Drink that water. Huh? Come on, man. Let's get another set of them shoulders in as we come close to a closeout. Give you that side view once again. Gonna make our way back to that pull-up bar, that dip bar, and we out of here. Just want to make sure that angle is right, y'all. Which I know it is, but I want supreme confidence in knowing. Let's go. Just count that as 1 rep. However, flex it. Flex it. Flex it. Like I said, I'll be getting to those more often. The work was still applied. Still was beyond beneficial. You know? Yeah. And that type of time. Sit these push-ups off the push-up bar. Nice routine. We hit shoulders. We hit back. We did some arms. We went overhand, underhand. We did the overhand. We hit the shoulders. We hit chest. You know? Nice upper body routine. After work money. You know? Let's hit them shoulders one more time, man. Let's close out strong on those. It's better than the last set. It's better than the last set. Yeah, so you got the time. Make the time. You know, we got time to do everything else. And then when I say make the time for the things, when I say make the time, of course I'm not talking about taking away from your livelihood and the things that you need to do in order to make a living, support your family, you know, and things of that responsibility, you heard? But what I'm talking about is those recreational activities, you know, doing anything that you know that time could be fulfilled with improving your health, you know, or your knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you know, some education, form of education, things of that nature. I'm not saying don't have fun neither. You know, life ain't just about being so serious, all right? I get that too. But we definitely should pour into more of what is gonna enhance our life. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Yeah, talking to myself too, man. I'm not here to convince nobody of nothing. I'm just saying, you know. But fitness is at the top of the list. That all. Yo, I gotta get up out of here. I got things to do. It's Friday, and the day is early. It's a beautiful day, and I want to enjoy it before the sun go down. But anyway, yo, I appreciate y'all tremendously. You heard? More content on the way. Much gratitude. Catch you on the next go around. Peace.